there and welcome back to some more Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Today we're continuing on Let's Play, and this is episode 7. In today's episode we begin our look at the side activities, and this one in particular is the Pizza Boy side mission, which can be triggered at any of the well-stacked Pizza Corporation stores. There are 3 in Vice City, 1 here in Vice Point, there is another one in downtown, and another one in Little Haiti. This is the only one on the first island. The only location for this, and I do recommend doing this as early as you can because it is probably one of the most useful side missions in the game in terms of the reward. You also get to learn a little bit more of Vice City's map, how to traverse it, which is, you'll find out later on, it's actually kind of a hard map to get your bearings on and traverse it and so on. Anyways, the Pizza Boy side mission, essentially, as you can see in the footage here, it's pretty simple. What you do is you get on the Pizza Boy scooter and are tasked with going around the city delivering pizzas to the residents of Vice City. You need to complete 55 deliveries overall in order to get to the endpoint where the mission is complete. You can only carry 6 pizzas at a time inside the Pizza Boy. This isn't too bad at first, of course, because, well, you only get... the targets go up. Essentially, this side mission has levels, but they aren't shown to be levels. There's no, like, visual representation, unlike, say, Ambulance or Vigilante, where it's, say, like, Paramedic level 1, Vigilante level 2, so on and so forth. This one doesn't have that, but essentially it is structured like there is levels. You get an exponential amount of customers each level, so you start with 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I believe it ends at 10. So that's essentially the way this all works. And of course, because you can only carry 6 pizzas, once you reach the level in which you can only in which you have more than 6 customers, you sort of need to plan your route around getting back to the pizza shop in order to get more pizzas. This is another reason why I would recommend the first island over the second island, because the first island is a little bit easier to traverse. The second island, there's a lot of weirdness going on. Admittedly, there is 2 pizza stacks. I've never actually done it on the second island, so I'm not too sure if it's limited within the area. So, for example, Little Haiti, you would only have to deliver pizzas up to, say, Little Haiti to the docks, and on the downtown one, whether it's only for the vast majority of downtown. If that's the case, it may be quicker on those, but again, I do recommend doing it as early as possible because the reward is very, very useful. You can miss the pizza throws, worth pointing out. There is a quicker tactic to do it. I personally like to veer on the side of caution, where I sort of sit next to the customer for a long time, line up my shot perfectly so they will be able to catch the pizza, because, again, you can throw pizzas haphazardly, but you still need to bear in mind the fact that you can only carry 6 at a time. So, you know, there's no use in wasting them. Now, granted, of course, the usual way I would recommend to do this is you start at the top of the map and then work your way down, because at the top of the map, let's say, for example, you have 4 customers at the top of the map and 5 customers in the south of the map. You deliver to the first 4 customers first, and then return to the restaurant to get some more pizzas. I think you might have to throw away your perpetual stock, but that won't matter, because, again, you only can get stocked up to a maximum of 6 anyway. So get the pizzas there, and then go down to the South Island in order to continue your deliveries down there. That's the way I'd recommend doing it. Again, you know, the restaurant thankfully is sort of in a center point on the first island, where it is, you know, pretty much a perfect distance between the north and the south. Vice City isn't a particularly hard map or a particularly big map to traverse, so I wouldn't worry too much about the time limits on these ones. I don't think I ever got to a point where I, you know, felt the time limit, and I certainly did not get to... I don't think I've ever failed Pizza Boy. I've only done it a few times, but I've never actually failed this side mission. It is relatively easy to do. Also, something worth pointing out is you can't just pull up to that window, get the coronas go away, and then you're good to go. You actually have to listen to the guy rant about you not having a job and so on and so forth first, before you can go away and move the pizzas. You might have seen a little bit earlier on the first level I tried to drive away, and it doesn't let you. Anyways, I will now go ahead and speed this footage up a bit so you don't end up just having to ramble through 27 minutes of delivering pizzas. So away we go on this one. Again, It's not a particularly complicated side mission, it's not a particularly hard side mission, but it is certainly a useful side mission again. The reward for this one, I don't know if I have mentioned it previously, is $5,000 and also an increase to your health up to 150 hit points, which is incredibly useful. Essentially it acts like sort of half armor, I guess would be the best way to explain it, and you can get the other half, or you can get the counterpoint to that, which is 150 armor from doing the vigilante side missions, which we will take a look at later, as you might have seen in the actual sort of let's play episodes with the mission structure. I did not have 150 armor, purely because I just I've decided that the vigilante missions are a lot easier if you use a certain vehicle, which you can only get on the West Island, which again we will be getting into. I will say, in terms of that vehicle, you will need to do another prerequisite, but I will show that in the LP. And again, if you're sort of following along with home, the way we're doing this, going for a full 100% playthrough, this is the route I would take. This is essentially, that's why I'm doing this. It's the stuff I'd recommend, trying to make it easier on you in order to go ahead and 100% this game, because, you know, Vice City can be a difficult game, so I feel the best way to play through it is the way I'm doing it. You know, it's the most convenient to me personally. Anyways, you might have seen there we just got to level 6 and now we are at level 7. So you can see there is now 7 customers. They all spawned in the north. Now I'm not 100% sure if the points are fixed on every level. There is certainly some correlation in where the pedestrian spawns. I think it's got sort of set points around the map as to where they spawn. However, I would imagine they are at random. Again, I'm not 100% sure of that. I've never really paid too much attention to the way the pedestrians spawn, but as you can see here, you know, there is now 6 customers in the north end of the map, which is very useful. Or is there only... yeah, no, there is... yeah, 5. I don't know. There's like 5 customers in the north and then other customers in the south, so that does make it easy. I believe it goes up by 10 each time. I could be wrong on that. It might actually be slightly easier and only go up by to a maximum of a certain point. No, there's definitely 7. Definitely 8, sorry. It's just they were both right close together, which is quite useful. But yeah, as you can see, essentially just split the map into the north and the south. Deliver pizzas in the north first is what I recommend, because the north, all the customers are a little bit closer, so it might make the time limit a bit easier to get, and then in the south they do spread out. They also spawn on the beach in this particular section of the map, which can be a little bit frustrating. I find the beach is a little easier to traverse though than any point on the second island, I'll be honest. So again, the beach just involves driving down it, finding your customer. The pizza boy is not particularly quick on dirt or land, but again, time limit isn't that much of an issue so long as you know where you're going. Perhaps do recommend sort of learning the map a little bit before you come into the side mission, but in all honesty, it's not a particularly hard map to really understand where you are going, at least for now. There is certain side missions later on that have slightly stricter time limits that do make it hard. Or also, one thing worth mentioning on this map, you do occasionally need to go over to Prawn Island as well. I don't remember this happening very often at all, but getting to Prawn Island is actually relatively time consuming, so just bear that one in mind. Get a decent route to getting onto the Prawn Island Bridge. I recommend the way that I just showed there. But it's pretty straightforward at the end of the day, not massively difficult to do this, although I did get very, very lucky there, almost falling into the water. That's another thing to bear in mind as well. Of course, you are on a motorcycle, so of course avoid contact with cars and so on. You should be avoiding contact with cars and several things as you go about your business anyway, on any side mission, or indeed any point in the game really. But in terms of this one especially, it's worth avoiding them. You do get a little bit of a time limit just in case you do fall off the bike in order to go back and collect it, but yeah, do bear in mind that issue. And as you can see, once you pull into here, pizza mission complete, your max health increased to 150, you get mission passed, $5,000, which is a pretty decent amount of money to start the game off with, and your health automatically increases to 150. So there you go, that is the Pizza Boy side mission. Thank you all very much for watching this edition of the Grand Theft Auto Vice City Let's Play. Join us next time when we are going to be taking a look at everyone's favourite side mission, Paramedic. Until then, farewell.
You know the sorrow that my heart holds in knowing just where my hopes and dreams are going.